InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. Sorry, I'm checking out my hair. Um, a little late today. You might be hearing Sir Diddy barking in the background, but as always, blessings to you. And welcome to the Daily Snippet. I am Tonya D, holistic Sha'medium and subtle energetic surgeon. And today's Wednesday, October 13th. And I just realized one of my good friends got married on Friday, October the 13th, years ago. But, I have a few things rolling down the alley, the pipeline. So be sure to actually watch out for updates for them. My musing moon meditation is going to be galactic, I must say. The full moon has some cool soul harmonics for myself. So I am really loving the feeling of it already. But today is this awesome day for emotional communication, releasing our blockages of fear, which then, it's a natural pain reliever and it opens us up to develop our spiritual and our intuitive or our psychic gifts, whatever that looks like for each one of us. So we all have a psychic intuitive gift. It's just like, the bowling ball going down the alley. It just rolls a different way. So it's kind of like a blend of what's in the past, who's holding the present, and where is the future. And all of these ingredients are actually mashed into one. So separation is the key to kind of access them, kind of putting them in their own little container, if you will. And then we get to the leftovers, which is actually my favorite part. And then we can pick up on the threads of the future or the future threads. So my dreams last night were a little bit like Merlin. A bit nomadic at the same time, which I guess Merlin is kind of nomadic. So I was watching into this realm and I was walking on by, just kind of peeked over, kept on walking, kind of curious there. But as we go into the elemental realm today, we have this Yang Wood Horse Day. So that's a Jia Wu day. So our branch takes energy from our day master to feed the dry earth that's actually surrounding it. So today's a day to find our inner peace. What do we feel? Are our emotions triggering a past frequency, a current frequency, or a future frequency? So the emotional, otherworldly threading beyond the veil in a way. So, I would totally bring in water, absolutely, to add some nutrients to the earth and also to feed our day and also support it. And then it too can support the earth, give that element some direction, creating abundance in a more positive, lucrative way. So we have this yang wood. Yang wood is ascension. It's also direction. Yang water, which we only have some hidden in the year stem there or branch. Yang water's adaptability, and it's also our willpower. So it's kind of like the will to survive, the curiosities of the realm. I remember when AIDS first came out, years ago, 30 years ago, right? Does anybody else, that was like a condition of the blood, the root center, the sacral. And now this feels a bit lungish, flesh-like. It's definitely curious, feels like the solar plexus and our voice or our throat center, our authentic spiritual truths. Now, you can know where you can flow, keep your visions to yourself, or at least I do. I keep most of my visions to myself for the most part. So we have these whispering winds of change in the air. So the shift of recalibrating ourselves, then the staff around us, lots of breakups to the breakthroughs. Our relational foundation's been kind of cracking. It's so dry. We might have a dismantled relationship for growth within ourselves as well, so we can manifest. So you kind of want to ask yourself, what in your relationship center, that channel, do you wish to recalibrate for the long haul? Or even, what do you want to rescind? So I rescind things, remove them, if you will, quite often. Sometimes we have to do that to get an octave, a higher boundary. So if our emotional foundation is on iffy ground, any feelings that you might have put under the rug, filed away, repressed, Those are literally probably going to bubble up or come knocking at the front door for a little visit. So it's like the fullness of our emotional channel is our director for the next few days, our prime directive. So it's a great day to really validate our emotions as they're percolating up the threading. There could be some healing that you need or some information about the feeling that's percolating. And it's kind of necessary for our relationship threadings. So it's not really fun to have relationship breakups, right? I know when my threads get untwined, I drop weight like a dump truck unloading its hull. It's like fast. So grief, and I usually know that it's coming, ironically. So if you have any variety of emotions kind of bubbling up about your own personal threading or relationships in general out into the future, your auric field, feelings about the future, that permeating kind of field, it permeates, it waves and lingers in a way. But just be sure to validate them. They need to be tended to as well. So like water, allow them to flow instead of that gurgling or the damming up of them, if you will. We got all this earth energy. So kind of confide in your feelings, tend to them like you would a newborn, even a fur baby, you know, fur babies, they're so squishy, and new babies, we just want to squish them and love them and, ooh, just chew them up sometimes. But be kind. So if you feel that you're not safe and you don't have emotional security or an emotional foundation, that's like an alert signal that you need to set boundaries, recalibrate, know your own personal limitations, your limits. The buttercup meditation is a great way to level up your energetic system for literally a boundary overhaul. So sometimes we are misperceived, or our messages, they get interpreted the wrong way. You know, they go down the rabbit hole, if you will. So you kind of have to throw people a line if you're feeling that in your channel, that your line needs to be rethreaded. So when we allow the emotional channel to flow, not be kind of bound up or damned, if you will, damned if you don't kind of thing, we get to flow through life with less of the judgments, the doubts, the worries, the truth or the consequences. So it's like setting the boundary to be a feeling of higher love, higher safety, an elevated emotional wave where you're like on the crest, if you're a surfer. So it's this outer interference sometimes, not even in this realm. Interference is like when you can't watch a video, or your Zoom link goes down and it's working for everyone else, your mic isn't working, you know. It's just different kinds of interference. So it's really a day to elevate, or a time to elevate our passions, our creations, our relationships, even with what we value, and separate that old sound system, that old beacon, with a new sound system, a new vibration, a new frequency. You know, what feelings are new, creating a new sound vibration that actually radiates out into the field. So feelings carry vibration and information too. So, you know, is your emotional foundation up to date? So be kind to yourself as you're recalibrating your emotional frequencies, because they're going to start bubbling up. Our emotional center or channel, our sacral, is online, along with our shamanic portal, our shaman's portal, the records of all of our lives, the library, and more actually, where we are now, the middle world, the lower and the upper realms. You know, great question. Colors would be like shades of pumpkin, even squash. You know, we're in the harvest right now. You could bring in yellow orange to bring in the solar plexus channel. You might get an abundance of otherworldly downloads today. The channel of insight into new karmic threads is kind of opening up. So it's time to listen and to learn, and, you know, learn into what you wish to be out into the new world, you know, or what's the lesson that's coming online, you know, the beacon, the percolating. So it's the seed sound of boom. It's kind of the same seed sound as yesterday. Yesterday, you could have actually toned into the earth star as well, but really be that beacon in your sacral, your and just perk that up to feel into your emotional foundation. So yeah, feelings are kind of, I feel like they get abused. We don't pay a lot of attention to how we feel in the moment. we put a lot of things under the rug, if you will. But so today I picked the elk as the animal of the day. Super freaking enormous dude there. Mostly because it's I think it's the hunting season's in. Lots of hunters. I'm not really a hunter, but the elk says spend some time today and look closely at what needs to be revised and reorganized. A slight change in direction is required to reach your goal, says the elk. So the elk is like symbolic of entering a time of plenty. Everything that we need, we're going to get. But it also suggests that you don't try for the quick and the easy. You know, you want to stay on the continued and the steady progress. That's really the key to reaching our goals. It also brings courage and perseverance in achieving those goals. But sometimes all it takes is really the next step. So the elk is also a larger member of the family of deer, or the deer family. So this is also bringing us awareness to our competitive nature. You know, are you engaging in something competitively rather than working with a group to reach a common goal? Another aspect would be strength and also empowerment. So if you need to be impressive in a situation, you can draw on the power of the elk. If you're shy or unsure, he can aid you or assist you in becoming more confident. Self-confidence, right? Especially on camera. If you have the elk as a totem or a spirit animal, you know how to pace yourselves. You might be the first to arrive, but you'll get there without burning out. Similar to the horse, this spirit animal often feels the need for companionship or also group support. They understand that they do not have to do everything alone and that the help is out there. It's just waiting for us. All you have to do is ask. And also, elk people or totem people, they have, or they need higher levels of energy. So the best way for them to accomplish this is through the foods that they eat. So if you have the elk, you're going to benefit mostly from a vegetarian diet. And this will also give you strength without stress. Vitamins are also an excellent supplement as well. And I actually have another. There we go. These little guys, I couldn't help the little mom and the baby. But if you dream of an elk, when you're at the beginning or starting a new project, they have arrived actually to guide you. So being a relative of also the moose, the message is, you know, they will also assist you and give you the strength and perseverance to complete whatever it is you're creating. But the vision can also indicate that you need to spend more time with your friends and eat healthier. So if you find yourself communicating with one of these creatures, then positive changes are seriously at the forefront. So that is super cool. Okay, so then I went back to my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Whoopsie, having a little fun here. Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. So the heart of the sky, right? So we're all our heart of the sky. We're all part of the oneness field. But the heart of the sky, you know, super magical. We all have this beacon. So this is the force of love that made all of creation possible, the oneness field, the love field. So it's also the same force, energetically, magnetic force, that's present when we create within our own personal original skin, if you will. What do I want to say? It's like this own beacon. It's like magnetic and electric. Bing! And it pops. So when we bring formlessness to form, energy to matter, taking shape, or inspired ideas to the state of expression, our voice, the creation. So this is the force that doesn't really know the difference between there's not good and there's not bad. It's really kind of up to us with our intentions to kind of provide the clear knowingness of actually what we want to manifest or what we want to take shape, what we want to take form. So the heart of the sky, I just like saying that out loud, that really assists us to call in the magic and the beauty from the invisible, unseen world, you know. Beauty is health made visible. That's kind of a slogan I had for years. But actually, you know, we can birth it into the world of matter. That's how creation happens, right? So again, it's energy to matter. So this card is asking or kind of bringing us a sacred space reminder, an alert signal that we are a channel for the original energy of creation, the originals. So to become our own personal paintbrush, a canvas, our own artiste. And it's curious as well because those are all, they all resonate with the season of Libra. Libra's like the artist, could be an esthetician. It's the beauty in the paint, the canvas. So when we tune into that, then we get to be guided by the heart of the sky. It's like our own inner heart beacon is online. So it's kind of a call to set our intention, be ethical in that, be clear, and just allow the juice, the goodness of the universe to take care of the details, the fine print, the crossing of the T's and the dotting of the I's, if you will. And then I pulled the serpent. So the serpent is in itself, it's the life force of Mother Earth. It's like Gaia herself, the energy. This coiled serpent, and there's actually two. It's the Kundalini energy, so it brings this passion. It brings the passion to the healing, to the renewal. It's like the threads of all the elements kind of combined. That's kind of what I see. But it's offering us the fruit of the tree of knowledge within the Garden of Eden. And it's also reminding us to shed the past. In my divination, I have a symbol that is the snake. And part of, sometimes the snake is shedding the old skin. So shedding the past, we shed skin that we've outgrown. So we're climbing out of our skin so we can literally get new skin, if you will. So the serpent actually comes to offer us a forbidden fruit in a way that's actually going to set our passion and our creativity free. The forbidden fruit. And I'm probably going to go eat an apple later. So when we shed the past in a way that's more graceful, life will not strip it away when it comes off on its own, shedding the old skin. So it sheds away without drama, right? So drama is something, who wants to have that in their container, right? Let's avoid that. So we don't want to use our energy to literally seduce others. The snake is seducing, or even to allow ourselves to be seduced, or even be seduced by our own ideas or somebody else's idea for that matter. So it's this seduction of, not being seduced, but also shedding our skin. Then I pulled the council, and this one I love for a variety of reasons, but these are the beings that hold collective wisdom of all of humanity in a way. They're these luminous otherworldly beings. They're the ones who do our life review when we cross into the world of spirit. So life review, that's when we get to go sit in front of the council and look at our goodness and our badness on the scale of the divine. It's also, they attempt to explain, or we get to explain, I should say, why we did not love, or why we did not forgive, or why we didn't be fearless, why we didn't dare to do something greater or bigger than we could have. So just know that their own wisdom, that wisdom is available to each and every one of us. It's all the time, ancient wisdom. And we live in a state of yes and what else? Yes and, it's the yeses in this unconditional relationship with life, in the flow of it. So they remind us of our place around a sacred fire, if you will, which around the fire, our community, the village, we've all had this space around the fire since the beginning of time. So you get to claim it when you own your own innate inner wisdom. So the council has this message. It's like, listen with your inner spidey senses, like your inner senses, your beacon. The handwriting's on the wall. So kind of look around you and you're going to discern the meaning for yourself. Don't wait for further signs. Literally embark on the journey to love deeply or deeper forgive sincerely with sincerity, and dare to be great, dare to be fearless. It's really a day or a time to take the leap without requiring life insurance or assurance for you to be success. It's like right there, they're assisting. So I would affirm and connect with the energy of water, get in your emotional flow, send the channels of your own feelings down one path and the feelings of others down another path. It's kind of like when the rivers spread and they go down their own channel, and feel into the future and protect your emotional foundation. And really get to know your feelings as if they were a long lost friend that just called you out of the blue. Catch up with those emotional threads. And I would affirm, with these cards, I would affirm my own divine heart, the serpent within me, the serpent, and the council of light. So you have all these three to assist you today and feel into those emotional threads. So with all of that, InShalla and Ashe, thanks for tuning in. And as always, I will see you on the other side.